Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure, Jax and I are heading up the very first mountain I ever climbed when I was a kid. And that was a long time ago. But today we have special guests joining us. I have my daughter Linz and her significant other Kate joining us on this hike. And we're heading up Catamount Mountain. So let's go. So this is the trail up Catamount Mountain. That's going up. And back there, it's coming down. So there's more than one Catamount Mountain in the Adirondacks. There's at least two more that I know of. This one is in the town of Colton, South Colton, New York, in southern St. Lawrence County. And this mountain served as one of the main survey stations in the 1870s. And at the time it was known as Bog Mountain. Now when we get to the top, you'll see another mountain, smaller one, off to the side, and that used to be named Catamount Mountain. At some point right around the 1900s, the names swapped, so this became Catamount Mountain and the other mountain became Bog Mountain. The summit of this mountain became home of a fire tower, and I've mentioned the devastating forest fires in the early 1900s that just devastated the Adirondacks. In 1911, the first wooden tower was built on this mountain, and it was replaced with a metal one in 1917. And this mountain was manned all the way up until the 1971 fire season. In the 1940s and 50s, the landscape around Catamount Mountain changed drastically, including the mountain. The building behind me was constructed by the New York Telephone Company as a relay station about 1946. It used to be an 80-foot antenna here. This is the building that it was built by New York Telephone, and we'll open it up and see if there's any bears in here. There's still equipment in there. See anything growling at us?
It's a little rat dog.
So there is still equipment in here from the 1950s. In the 1950s, Niagara Mohawk, which used to be the power company, it's now known as National Grid, applied for and did receive permitting to dam up the Racket River. So from Tupper Lake all the way to the St. Lawrence Seaway, there is a number of dams to provide electrical power, and that changed the landscape here forever. Carey Falls, Stark Reservoir, Blake Reservoir, there's like 7 reservoirs that were created by those dams. And as a result, little villages like the Hollywood Village, where I am staying right now, we're staying at the Parmenter campsites, which was near the old Hollywood Village. The residents there was displaced by the rising waters, and at the base of this mountain there's a lodge called Catamount Lodge, and that used to be a lodge and a bar that was used by employees of Niagara Mohawk Corporation during the construction of the dams. In the 1960s, St. Lawrence University out of Canton, New York, purchased the property and used it as a college retreat, and since then the property has changed hands a number of times. So this property is private property. It is still open to the public. The owners allow the public to come and climb this mountain, and so far it's been a relatively easy trail. The last part up here has been kind of steep, but we're not far from the summit. This is the summit of Catamount Mountain. We made it to the top, and I'm standing where the foundation is for the old fire towers. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that this was the first mountain I ever climbed when I was a kid. And that was probably when I was 8, 9, maybe 10 years old, and it was a school trip that I was on. It was when I was in elementary school. We used to do the nature walks and go out and meet the DEC on trails. And I don't know if they do that anymore, but anyways, this summit is off of Catamount Mountain, if you come, is off of State Route 56 in southern St. Lawrence County in the northwest corner of the Adirondacks. It is about 1.1, 1.2 miles up, 1.2 miles down. That's just for the mountain climb. There is a trail that goes off to the side that takes you to Carey Falls Reservoir. And since this trail is on private property, please be respect of the property, carry in and carry out. And we are going to get Jack some water, get some beverage into us, hang out for a little bit. It is starting to rain or snow, one of them, and then we'll make our trek back down, and I will find my next adventure.
Later that night.
All right, folks. Well, this is Jax and I, our first night out of 2024, and I just brought Jax out so he can do his business before bedtime. And let me turn on the headlamp here. We came out, and it's snowing. It's snowing. Hey, Jax, what do you think? Which, it's not unusual for in April to snow, but there was no snow in the forecast. None. But this is the Adirondacks. This is what you got to be prepared for. You can hear my generator running in the background because we did not have very good solar in the last couple of days. So, Jax, what do you think? Should we go inside now? We're gonna go in, and then we shut this off. We're gonna go in and call it a night, and hopefully tomorrow we're supposed to be doing some hiking, and we might be getting into snow. All right, folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.